This one is underway. You mentioned that game against the Clippers on this floor 48 hours ago. Largest comeback of the season. The Bucks were down by 21. Went on to win it 106-105.
Over the next few months, that's how hard they go at it down in Miami. And it's indicative of the kind of success that the Max Struses and some of these other players have had.
So a good start for Giannis at the free throw line in the fourth.
Just saw the Kyle Lowry and Teron Butler from Racine. I talked about the local talent. Speaking of local talent, Whitnall High School's finest. Tyler Hero got his jersey retired in the inner city, and he credits that for him and his success. A lot of it for him and his success.
Pat Connaughton for three.
Continues to stroke the long ball exceptionally well. Pat gets slapped upside the face. He's down. Adebayo's down. Slapped upside the face. He's down. Adebayo's down. But as we always say, Z, that's just going to wake Pat up. He might knock down another corner three.
Oh! Giannis woke up too.
Nice job just attacking the paint. You talked about the kind of the downsized lineup on the floor for the Heat. For the Heat.
Be interesting to keep in mind on the rebounding tonight. You talked about the mismatches. That's big to big.
Adebayo, Butler, and Tyler Hero averaging over 20 points a game, and that's saying something.
Catch shot, keep high for Pat Connaughton. He makes those 2 threes early.
Cloudy vision he might have had.
Martin, but Brook Lopez meets him at the rim.
That's already a multiple block game for Brook Lopez.
Pin down. Number 34.
Up that level of intensity, get the ball up the floor quickly.
Will Pat make it three? Grayson Allen with the extra effort. Keeps the possession alive. Follow through. Udonis Haslem had his jersey retired at Miami High School, and the entire team was there. Tyler Hero, 2,036 points. Oh, man. You talked about Giannis finishing at the rim. He said, let me show you. Does the wingspan help him finish so efficiently? Because he's got those go-go gadget arms. He can get closer to the cup.
Right at the 20-minute mark of his time on the floor, which was his limit the last time out.
Yeah, that three.
It's a Drew Holiday mindset. You got to use your lower body strength to try him and keep him from getting to his spots, deep post stuff, to make him have to operate out of mid-post situations.
Similar situation, you brought up Drew Holiday when he was guarding Zion Williamson earlier this season. Giannis remains perfect.
The Marquette guys were masked up until the switch.
Rebound goes to Butler. He's doing work in the paint, multiple efforts.
Yeah, frustration kind of smacked it off the table, and that thing wound up right in the midcourt. Here he comes.
In transition, this is Giannis's runway. Gets it to his co-pilot, Chris Middleton. Connaughton knocks down the three on that last offensive possession for the Bucks, Marcus. They figured out the zone.
Yeah, did a nice job. Once you center the basketball,
Giannis figures it out too.
And see, this is we're going to talk about this tough Miami defense.
Here come the Bucks and Chris Middleton.
And with this offensive unit on the floor for the Bucks, they should be able to make some hay, especially against this undersized Miami unit on the floor.
Giannis fading.
Monday night, so this is good practice for what you might see against the Blazers in Portland.
Perfect warm-up on that breakdown, Marcus. What was so interesting is Giannis did, and he still garnered all that attention.
His presence when he's at his best.
Right. Bam. Doesn't
getting to the free throw line.
Well, and recently Giannis has said, I've seen it all. I've seen double teams in the half court. So it doesn't really matter what guys are doing against you.
And for Eric Spoelstra, the challenge is now, do you put Bam on Giannis, and then once Giannis gets by him, I mean, he's fast with the basketball. There's a lot of speed and athleticism he generates when he gets downhill. He always talks about that. I hear you and him talk about that in press conferences. He's always trying to get downhill. And I was never particularly fast when I was coming up.
Same starters as the beginning of the game for both squads. Gabe Vincent on Giannis. We talked about Bam Adebayo on the backside, but it leaves Brook Lopez open enough. 99.9% of the time, if we're trying to get into the details and the numbers. Long arms from Giannis, and he'll keep this one for himself. 99% 99.9% of the time, if we're trying to get into the details and the numbers. Long arms from Giannis, and he'll keep this one for himself. Rattles it in.
Kept Bam from getting deep position, kind of forced him into the turnover. Then Giannis, another great finish with the left hand around Bam Adebayo. J. Cole, the rapper out of North Carolina. J. Cole made a call to Caron Butler, saying, hey, I got a guy here that could play for you guys. And they invited him to play some pickup with the Heat and wound up making the team through training camp. But J. Cole, the rapper out of North Carolina. J. Cole made a call to Caron Butler, saying, hey, I got a guy here that could play for you guys. And they invited him to play some pickup with the Heat and wound up making the team through training camp. But J. Cole, the rapper out of North Carolina, J. Cole made a call to Caron Butler, saying, hey, I got a guy here that could play for you guys. And they invited him to play some pickup with the Heat and wound up making the team through training camp.
Jimmy Butler remains on Giannis. Switch there, but that was the initial matchup. Here's Pat Connaughton driving, dishing it down. Quick hands by the Heat. Tyler Hero doesn't finish.
Doing a nice job, as Patrick St. Andrews talked about with Melanie at Riggs at halftime, offensive rebounding. And Drew knows where his bread is buttered, and that's that great defense on the perimeter against bigger players. So you need that kind of core strength, lower body strength to get it done.
Cross-court pass from Giannis. Drew connects. 6 minutes left in the third. Drive and kick. Bam keeps it alive. Vincent did not hesitate.
Caleb Martin around 38% from the three-point line. Usually a much better job knocking that open three down.
Talked about the base from Drew Holiday. That's 2 threes. Not necessarily looking for the guard to roll or create anything. How does it set Giannis up in the lane?
Or prevents those double teams, especially after the spin.
So no, both Giannis and Jimmy Butler have 25 points. Milwaukee sets up its offense. Giannis directing traffic, draws all the defenders. Grayson Allen from the corner.
Paint. We just used to call that a short jumper when I played. Now it's got a whole technical name to it. Non-RA in the paint.
Out of the restricted area. Paint jumpers.
Yeah. See if we're still working with that 20-minute limit. He's got 16 so far. 16 minutes.
Deadman.
Traveling. He came down. Giannis came in.
Giannis asking for the basketball. Hero guarding him. He goes baseline. Grayson in attack mode. Great drive. Patience by the Bucks. No look from Giannis. A little one-dribble pull-up from the outside.
Rebounding. I think
it's right. Him and DeMontis Sabonis.
Yeah,
they have Sabonis right ahead of him. I don't know if it's a game difference or something like that, but they've got the same average. 32 triple-doubles in his career. I'll make sure I get that number right. Feet behind the line, Grayson Allen.
Area in the paint jumper, maybe take another step toward him. Again, you mentioned it. That's normally the Bucks give up that shot.
Giannis battling for his own.
Nice picture, like, where's Omar? That's a Baltimore reference.
Bam again.
See?
That same spot. Missed it. This one remains close. Last 6 games for the Heat decided by 5 points or less. So they've been here before. Chris up to Giannis. Oh, that's fun. Look at that stat line, Marcus. 27 points, 11 rebounds, 11 assists. Make it 28 points now. 6-point game. Heat trying to close the deficit. Now a quick word from Tri-City National Bank. And he takes that seriously.
Well, and to that point, team psychologist Craig Manning, I think you got to give him some credit also. Money back in the house.
Yes, that 22 points is his new season high.
Cash money providing the offensive capital for the Milwaukee Bucks.
In the half court. Chris, high arcing pass to Giannis. Giannis keeps it. Butler drives left, and Brook is right at the rim.
Now I'm looking at Chris Middleton at 18 minutes. Pat Connaughton checks in. It's going to check in. I wonder if that's coming for Chris. And finding his way to the rim.
What kind of energy are you feeling right now? All in limited minutes, folks, off the bench. That last foul on Haywood Highsmith sends him to sit down.
You see Jimmy Butler kind of licking the fingers like he is getting ready to try and go to work, but fortunately for the Bucks.
All that stuff we see from Brook is a product of what they call basket four, where he works out in the practice facility with Vin Baker and Martin left alone down the lane.
Too much because he keeps the scoreboard moving for the Heat.
So you see it's a 5-point basketball game. 1:10-ish to go. Long strides by Giannis. Right on time.
It's about 3 different directions at the same time, and you just have a tough time if you're out of bio or the defense.
Bucks up the ante on defense. It's a holiday.
You know, that decision there is time on the shot clock.
Giannis. You know he likes to save the
Yeah, 8-point lead. Eric Spoelstra, seeing these situations.
He does